One of the most basic editing skills you'll want to master is moving text from one location to another. In this lesson, you'll learn to open a document and save it with a new file name, edit text using formatting marks, and cut and paste text. We need to rearrange some of the text in this press release. First, we'll cut this phrase and paste it to this new location. And then we'll drag this sentence and drop it down here. Let's get started. In step 1, I'll start Word. I'll click Blank Document. Then I'll click the File tab. And here on the Open screen, I'll click Computer. I'll click Browse. I'll locate my data files. I'll click WDB-1, and I'll click Open. Before we start editing, we need to save this document with a new name so that the original file remains intact in case we ever need it again. So in step 2, I'll click the File tab. I'll click Save As, and Computer is already selected, so I'll click Browse. The Save As dialog box opens, and I'll navigate to my flash drive, which is where I want to save the file. Then, in the File Name text box, I'll type a new name for the press release. And I'll click Save. We're ready to edit now, and in step 3, you'd replace Ron Dawson with your own name. Next, I'll scroll down until this headline is at the top of the window. And to make it easier for us to select text precisely, I'll go up to the paragraph group, and I'll click the Show or Hide Formatting Marks button. Then, in step 4, I'll select the text Alaskan Guide Gilbert Coonan, and I'll make sure to include the comma and the space that comes after it. We want to remove this text so we can place it elsewhere, and to do that, we'll perform a simple cut and paste. When you cut text, it's removed from the document and placed on the clipboard. And the clipboard is a temporary storage area for text and graphics. We'll learn more about it in a later lesson. So I'll go up to the clipboard group, and I'll click the Cut button. The text is removed from the document and is now being stored on the clipboard. Next, in step 5, I'll click just before the word African. This places the insertion point where we want to paste our cut text. When you paste, the text that's stored on the clipboard is inserted at the location of the insertion point. So I'll go back up to the clipboard group, I'll click the Paste button, and the text now appears at the new location. You'll also notice that this Paste Options button appears below the pasted text. We'll be working with this button in the next lesson, so for now, we'll just ignore it. Now we want to move the last sentence of this paragraph so it appears at the end of this one. So in step 6, to select the entire sentence, I'll press and hold the Control key while I click in the sentence. And then I'll release the Control key. And this time, we'll use drag and drop to move the text. Drag and drop lets you move selected text by simply dragging it to a new location using the mouse. So in step 7, I'll press and hold the mouse button over the selection, and you'll notice that the mouse pointer changes to this drag and drop pointer. Then in step 8, still holding down the mouse button, I'll drag the pointer down to the end of the next paragraph. And I want to make sure the pointer's vertical line is between the period and the paragraph mark. Now I'll release the mouse button, and the text moves to the new location. And by the way, when you use the drag and drop method, the text is not placed on the clipboard, so you can't just paste it again elsewhere. We'll continue editing this document in the next lesson, so in step 9, I'll click anywhere to deselect the text, and then I'll save our changes. To try these steps yourself, and for some helpful tips, and to learn how to speed up your work by using keyboard shortcuts, Turn to page Word 26 in your book.